What's up, guys, and welcome back. My name is Jake Towell, and this is my Draw With Me series where I do some drawing with you guys, as well as show you a sneak peek into some of the pieces that I'm currently working on. Today, I'm working on this crazy frog piece. Don't want to get too much into it. There will be a future video, full breakdown video on this piece when it comes to it, but we will be focusing on this little bug in this glass container attached to the frog's back. If I turn the sketch phase off, you can see this frog is being manipulated to eat this bug with this electronical box in his mouth connected to this fly who's manipulating him to kill other bugs. Again, we'll get to a full breakdown on this piece when it's done in the future, but today we are focusing on this little bug here, as it's the last part of my line work phase before I do the color. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm actually going to make a different layer here, make sure all my brushes are the right size. On my gaming channel, I have my thumbnails, so sometimes I change my brush. Sometimes I change my brush sizes here. Definitely don't want to do that. Want to keep everything consistent as I always do. Let's start with that body shape for the bug. Usually these videos are longer than I expect them to be, like 50 minutes long. This will definitely not be that long. Hopefully this bug won't take me that long. Deal with his eyeball piece here. Keep everything consistent. It's actually fine if this bulges out a little bit farther, because I'm going to end up erasing it anyways. I don't know how I want this other eye. I think I have this other eye just underlapped behind his body, which is fine as well. I just want to keep these eyeballs the same size, as well as fill this area as much as possible. So we're actually going to duplicate that, spin it to the other side, and maybe move it like this. It's going to be way bigger than the original sketch was. That's completely fine as well. Maybe we erase one at a time here. Erase it from the body, and there you can see why overlapping that line work at the bottom wasn't that big of a deal, because I was just going to erase his body anyways. There we have his eyeballs. I actually really like how that looks. I think that looks pretty funny. Let's combine these and make the Jake Towell traditional eyeball here. I probably should have done this prior so I could make it exactly the same on each side, but should be completely fine. I should be able to mimic this pretty easily. Do one of these, one of these, and one of these. Hey, we got a bug eyeball there. It's not really like a fly eyeball where it has like a lot of lines on it, or however you would imagine a fly eyeball looks. And I'm doing that because this bug at the bottom here also has those same type of eyeballs as well as the frog. So again, I just want to keep everything consistent. See, I don't think this is the same as the other eyeball. Yeah, we're going to have to redo that. I don't know how far I came up for that. I could copy paste it. I'm not sure. Screw it. We'll just have to eyeball it. We'll just have to eyeball it on the eyeball here. I mean, surely that's close, right? No, it's not. It's more of like a wider curved shape here. Like that. And this is a lot thicker. Like that. I think that's about the same. We won't know till we do this thing that I'm doing right now. Yeah, that worked. That looks so funny, actually. I really like how that looks. And now I have little antennas for him. I don't know. Sometimes I keep things, sometimes I don't keep things from the sketch work to the line work. What's cool about this bug, though, is he doesn't make any sense, so it's completely fine. We're going to deal with... Actually, let's work on his wings here, because his wings are going to take up the majority of the space on his body. And I'm also kind of really wanted to, for these videos, I always save like the most fun part for last for this type of video. Just because, you know, doing all this other stuff is fun too, but what I really wanted to do was make this fly in this glass jar at the top. So I figured I'd save it for the Draw With Me series. Even though this is the least popular series on this channel, it's still cool to get like a little in-depth look at my favorite part of illustrating, which is the line work phase. It's not the color, it's not the sketch. Well, I guess the sketch is like kind of like the line work phase, except it's not very fully thought out and realized. I guess we'll keep that line. You can see I kind of was not particularly pleased. I kept on doing that. Fill the wing as far as possible. That was disgusting. Thank God we're on an iPad and it can just make that curve real nice. Get rid of the body here. It looks a little tight. Let's combine these layers and move this a little bit farther away so it fits a little bit nicer, like that. See, this is why I wanted to do the wings. Okay, this looks hilarious. I actually love this little bug guy here. I'm so glad of how this is turning out so far. Usually in these episodes I struggle a little bit. This is just gonna be fun to make the whole way through. I think I have 2 lines here. I want to make sure it goes the distance so we can fit the whole wing. Again, it's fine if it overlaps the body. I'm erasing the body anyways. That should do the trick. Clean the line work up a little bit. Everything's consistent here. And now we hit the wing. I think I can use... No, let's not use this one. Let's make a new layer. I probably make like 50 layers a drawing. But then I eventually just start combining stuff when I get to the point where I have a solid rendition of what I want to do. Ooh, yeah, check that wing out. Those wings look sick, actually. Okay. Now I have this like weird little line, kind of mimicking this health scanner box in the middle of the dude's mouth. I don't want it to be too crazy as I have it illustrated in my sketch phase here, but I want to make sure. Oh yeah, just like that. There we go. Clean that up a little bit so it looks nice and tidy. Hey, check those wings out. That looks sick. Add some shadows. Some shadow marks here on the eyeballs. Maybe 2 here. Definitely some here. The bottom, actually I don't like those too much. There we go. And now we got to deal with those funky feet. I don't know if you've ever seen a bug with legs like that. It's funny because this one kind of has like generally pretty normal looking legs, but this guy's got just some mutated. Maybe that's why he's attacking his bug brethren, because in the bug society he was bullied for his weird looking legs. It could be the case, I don't know. My art's always open for interpretation. You can interpret it however you'd like. At the end of the day, frogs don't have teeth and, well, hair at the top of his mouth or eyeballs at the bottom of their body. So is this even a frog? Leave it in the comments down below. Tell me what it is. I'd love to know what it is, but overall that's why I was drawing this. I wanted to draw a frog for some reason. Most of my compositions just start with one singular idea. I just wanted to draw a frog. I didn't see a frog. I don't like frogs. I just wanted to draw a frog, and this is what kind of came of it. Alright, let's add another layer for no reason at all. And make sure those legs fit nicely in the composition. Make sure they're wide. Actually, I want to bring this back because he has like little feelers at the end. I don't want to take up too much space. This is where things could really change from the sketch phase if things don't start to fit nicely. I think that's fine. I could probably clean this up a little bit at the bottom here. It doesn't fit too perfectly. There we go. One leg down. Probably his most normal leg that he has. And again, keeping it consistent with the legs at the bottom of the composition here. Look at this guy. This guy's hilarious looking. Like I said, I was really waiting to do this one. I was excited to figure out how this guy was going to look. And he looks great so far. But now we're running into our first issue here. I might have to get rid of this blood blob here to fit this other leg. Like I said, my sketch phase to my line work. You know, this is where things actually change. Which is completely fine, but overall the line work obviously has to be better than the sketch phase. Okay, why is that crooked? Doing me dirty here. So we won't have that blood blob, which honestly is also fine due to the immense amount of blood in this composition and probably every drawing I've ever made in my entire life. But I just want to make sure everything here is consistent. Those legs are the same width and they look like they are. Add those toes. Do flies have toes? Probably not. This one does. Look at this guy. This guy is awesome. I don't know how I'm going to do that like weird arm right there, but we'll make it work. Check this leg out. It's like one leg turned into two legs at the bottom. This one should be fun. Like an L shape here. We don't want to go too far. Shoot, how am I going to do this? Because it kind of comes out like this. Again, trying to keep everything consistent. I mean, he is an abstract looking bug, so it's like not the end of the world if he looks a little strange, but see, like that's got to line up. Okay, we got to redo that. That is not like as thick as I want it. Yeah, there we go. So that means this has to lead that far, but see, that's too thick. Probably there. Eyeballing it. No. Does not get the stamp of approval for me right now. We're just going to have to move this leg over, which is completely fine. There's way more than enough space. Go like this. I like the gap there. Ooh, I think I'm fine with that. That looks good. Again, this has to go far up enough where all the gaps make sense. It's all about consistency here. That's why I never vary in brush size. When I was going to art school, there was a lot of suggestions to vary in brush size, but I wanted to make sure everything was exactly how I envisioned it and was just done in a way that was unique. Okay, so this is a little crooked here. We have a little bit of an issue with spacing. I don't like rotating things in the line work because it kind of lowers rendition. You can see it kind of went fuzzy a little bit, if you noticed. Nah. Damn, this crooked ass leg's giving me issues here. Maybe we do the left side of it first, because then we can get an idea of the spacing a little bit better. This gap doesn't matter so much. Oh, not like that. It's the other gap that matters a lot. We can overlap it into the blood. Oh, that's too long there. Too big of a foot on this fly. If flies have feet and toes, as I've mentioned already. I mean, what the hell else would you call them? I don't know. Like, if not a foot or a toes, then what the hell are they? Okay, this is definitely how I should have started. This, now you can see it's like the spacing is a lot better here. This has to go all the way to the end, which is completely fine. Easy for the spacing. We can always move it around. A little thick. We can make this line a little bit closer to this other line here. Not too close. Make sure everything's lined up nicely. I think that'll be perfect. And now let's space it in that area here. See, that's why I make it a brand new layer, just because I want to be able to fit it perfectly. I often fill the composition if you've seen my art or not before, so I want to make sure that there's enough space. See, now we're running into another issue where I'm hitting this wing here. I really like how this foot looks. I don't want to move anything. But as you can see by these toes, they kind of are consistently this length. We might have to... I really don't want it to overlap. If we combined all these parts, maybe we can save some space moving the bug up in the glass. Might have to move that blood splotch too. See, we're going to run into the same issue with the other legs. That's the thing. Which is fine. This bug will be the same no matter what. Yeah, the problem is, yeah, see, I want the toes to go like this, but now we're hitting the wing. Not a fan of that. We could rotate it a little bit, but again, I already mentioned why I don't like that. I think we're going to have to, though. It's all good. At the end of the day, it, like, doesn't really show that big of a difference. Like, to the eye, does that part look really any different than any other line work on this composition? Like, no. But now we could probably snake in the toes. By snake in, I mean like just barely fit them. They won't be exact, but you know, the idea is nonetheless the same. Ugh. See, I'm okay moving this blood here, actually. I don't really want to, but again, like, that's the thing. You just gotta manipulate things a little bit. It's okay if things change. See, I might even bend this foot. Let's combine these layers. Actually, we can't. Okay. This is a little awkward. We're gonna have to copy paste these fingers and then take these fingers and delete them so I can combine these layers and solo out this leg here. Just because those I'm going to call them toes for lack of a better word, because what the hell else do you call them? Some bug enthusiast probably knows, but I am not one of them. See, that fits a little bit nicer, and then Luckily, blood is a lot more manageable. We can kind of fix that pretty easily. Maybe put it on the same layer. Just so when we erase, everything fits nicely. Ooh, just like that. An effortless patchwork job right there. This blood seems a little bit close. Maybe even a little too big as well, so I don't even mind redoing this. If anything, it betters the composition. I did want to add blood up into that area. I didn't want him to be so weirdly positioned up there. Okay, this looks awesome. This bug guy looks awesome. So far, this might be my favorite part of this piece. This bug guy is actually sick. I've never drawn a bug before. Well, I've like definitely drawn a bug before, but I don't know if I've ever drawn a bug like in a long time. Like this is the last time, I don't know when the last time I drew a bug was, especially in my style. Let's make sure this is not on any other layers. We have a layer full of legs here. Legs and toes, so let's just keep it consistent, why don't we? That follows that wing there. I wanted to work on this side first because this is definitely going to be the hardest side to fit. Oh boy. How the hell am I going to do this? Maybe one of his legs are shorter than the other. I can do whatever I want. That's the joy of art, isn't it? There we go. Maybe this wasn't that big of a problem after all. Here's the issue, is making it fall into the eyeball. Oh boy, isn't that terrible? Holy shit. Okay, we're gonna have to move this bad boy over. I'm okay with it like touching the wing here. It's probably what we'll have to do. Yeah, that is weird. That is super weird. Okay, we're gonna go back a couple steps to right here. Move it to where it was, because I didn't mind this at all. But now this has to follow that shape all the way to the end. So when we do that second arm, it's not so... This arm might have to be a little bit different than the sketch phase. It might have to go for something like this. Oh. I mean, I'm not a fan because I really wanted the legs to look like that. Again, not the biggest deal in the world. It's what's going to fit it the best. Here's what we're going to do. I like this shape. I don't like the render of it. So again, we're going to put it on a different layer and we're going to make this line work the sketch. Fit it so it's a little bit nicer. Like that. We can also angle that other leg down so it fits a little bit nicer too. Something like this. So now when we go in, it'll make a little bit more sense. I can go like this here. Well, this gap is not fantastic either. This one can now go down like this. Follow that wing, which I originally wanted it to. Okay, that's a little too wide there. Maybe even that's a little too wide, but yeah, see, that's where we're going to have issues. Just making sure this gap is the same. I think that's fine. As long as this... Oh wow, that worked out pretty good actually. Yeah, there we go. Love to see it. Again, if you've seen my regular art videos, I usually don't recall what I changed from the sketch phase to the line work phase. And sometimes I go like, it's so minute you wouldn't even know. This is kind of like an area where that exists. So like if I turn that off, you would not notice that in the line work phase compared to the sketch phase, just by looking at it, like in the small amount of time that the videos usually are. Okay, I like to go back and add some shadowed line marks just in case, just to add detail. I don't want to make sure I missed anything. I'm still debating if I want to add these like little antenna things at the top. I don't even know if they're necessary, to be honest with you. I honestly don't think they are necessary. Plus, I kind of don't want it to be a closed shape. And what I mean by that is like, well, I could do it like that. Yeah, that certainly adds to it. Why don't we handle this situation right away? This one's like kind of coming up like this. Circle antenna here. This one's kind of coming up like this. Circle antenna here. Are they too close? Maybe. This guy's already weird. Why don't we make this one just longer? For the funny. I'm all about the funny here. The funny and weird, and it's a little bit bigger too. It's pretty close to the glass, to be honest. But I think we can move this bug a little bit down. I don't think that would hurt. We're getting close to the blood at the bottom, though. I think that's good. I think she fits nicely right. Look at this guy! I gotta turn the sketch off. I mean, we got one leg to go, but look at that dude. He looks awesome. What a sick looking bug. I wasn't really like super enthused by this bug at the bottom here. He was kind of more of just like a bloodbath composition. This guy, he's the hive mind. He's the one controlling the frog. So I wanted him to be as cool and unique as possible. And so far, so good. So let's add that last arm there. It shouldn't be the hardest arm we've made today, that's for sure. But maybe we could get freaky with this arm. Maybe we can just throw away the whole sketch phase here and go for something crazy. What if we went for like here, 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 and it came back? That could be crazy low key. Again, we got to make room for the that would be funny looking. Yeah, I got to do that. Let's just do like a rough illustration here. Again, we're going to use this as the line work in terms of spacing. And this will be a little bit different from all the arms. I talked about consistency, but sometimes, to add to the weirdness effect, you need to be a little bit obscure and just go with the uniqueness of things instead of trying to be as symmetrical and even as possible. And it more often than not actually helps your composition and just adds more visual, visual, leave it in the comments down below. I'm not a wordsmith. Visual interest is the word I'm looking for. Oftentimes you want to break the symmetry. Symmetry by default looks really good. That's why breaking symmetry gives it actual life, in my opinion. Like the symmetry tool, I hate the symmetry tool because it's like a cheat code to making a visually pleasing composition, but like at its core, there's nothing. It's just whatever. It's like, oh, okay. You could draw anything with the symmetry tool and it's going to look good. Like, no matter what, it's going to look good just because of the fact that it is symmetrical. I don't know how I feel about this leg, though. Like, obviously this one's hitting too close. I don't really... Let's just see what it looks like at the end here. Fix this up a little bit. I mean, I still think this idea is funny. Or we could just go back, keep it consistent, and make the legs... I was going to say normal, but this sure as hell isn't normal. Especially for a bug. Make sure the gap at the bottom is the same as the gap to the left. Fits nicely in that open space. Let's add those bug toes real quick. I'm actually going to get rid of this layer underneath. It's kind of throwing me off. Like so. Okay, I could like this. I don't like how close that toe is to that glass, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Okay. Hold on. I'm still thinking. Still thinking about it. Let's turn the sketch phase off. I'm not sure. It's like that. It's like a weird. It's definitely like a weird arm. Like it's doing what I want it to do. But visually, I don't know if I like it. And I think my problem with it is, well, what if I did this? What if I brought this down closer so that it, oh, wrong brush, so that it made the shape that I wanted, but better follows that angle. And I don't know if you know what I mean, but I know what I mean. I think I have the right idea. Like, I don't want to scrap this idea because I think it's funny. But my problem is I don't know if it visually works as well as I'd like it to. I think we can move it over just a tad in this direction. Yeah, I think I'm going to scrap it. And that's okay. I think I'm going to go to my original idea here. I think I really enjoyed, and I still stand with what I said before, which is like adding one like crazy weird change to a very, visually, I don't know the words, but like all these legs generally follow the same type of themes, and adding one crazy leg doesn't hurt the composition. It definitely helps it. So I definitely still stand by that, but I think for this particular illustration, I don't think I enjoy it filling the space in the way it does. Which in turn, I don't enjoy the idea I was going for with it. I mean, this leg that I'm creating right now is still unique to all the legs. I don't think... I could do like a cross style leg. Like it looks like a cross. But I think I might get too close to the fingers there. Or the eyeball, I should say. See, like that's too big of a gap. Let's just see how this fits, because if everything is so tight and this leg is so not, then I'm going to want to try to problem solve that. Because everything is so close to the glass, I would want the legs to be even in that regard. Kind of bulges out a little bit too far. So, like, I don't enjoy that leg as much as I enjoy the other ones. It's not as funny. I could do 3 separate legs. I mean, if I go one leg straight out, okay, we're going to put on a different layer. If I go one leg straight out like this, toes like that, and then just have them branch out like this. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're combining. I draw shit. I don't speak English correctly. Ideas together. And now we're starting to evolve this composition into something even better than it originally was. I actually really like this idea. The question is, how am I going to keep it all consistent? What I think I'm going to do is start, this has to be way lowered. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn the sketch off as well. I'm going to start by doing exactly what I did to draw this in the first place. We're going to have to do some patchwork, and if you've seen these videos, it's not particularly my favorite thing to do. It seems these legs are a little bit wider than this one too. I'm kind of getting tight with the leg girth, which is the right word for that, what I'm trying to say there. Unfortunately, that word's just weird. Add the toes. Again, I can kind of go overboard with the toes because we can just, oh shit, that's touching this other line. That's why I have so many layers. It's fine though. I think I can kind of get away with that. I think I can kind of go like this. Kind of lower it. Make sure it fits the glass real good. And now I can erase it without being destructive to what I've already made. So now we want to add those other parts here. We're going to go like this. Who knows if this will fit, but this is definitely what I want to go for here. I think I would rather go too far than not at all. Make sure the gap is, oh, wrong brush, is as even as possible. Plus I got to actually be careful with the toes of the fly here. Again, not getting too close to anything else. I think this is a valid thickness though. Add said toes. We can always move it in the end as well, but I think that's perfect. Do a little patchwork here. Come back in with the brush, wrong brush. Fine, we had to change it anyways. Like that. This part looks pretty good actually at the bottom. Now this one's going to be a little problematic, I can tell. But maybe he sits a little bit higher. Like this. Which works? Question mark? Let's shave it back. We can always add the line. That's the best part about not changing your line width, is you can manipulate those things without having any issues. This one kind of comes to a point like that, comes up like this. Just making sure it's all consistent there. Shave a little bit off this. Give bro some toes. Ooh, yeah. And I think we found our solution here. We can maneuver it a little bit, even if it's just ever so slightly, so it fits nicer. Maybe even up a little bit. And I think that's it. I finished the line work for this illustration. By the time you are seeing this episode, I will probably be posting this image the following week. If you guys want to see my modern pieces, my newer pieces, the ones I haven't really talked about on this channel yet, follow my Instagram. All my links in the description down below. My in-print store if you want to support me, buy some prints. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. Comment down below what your favorite part about this bug is. His wings, his eyes, his legs. Mine are definitely the legs. I think this guy came out awesome. If you guys enjoyed this video and videos like these, consider subscribing. It would help me out a ton. Videos every week, if not every 2 weeks. But I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.